Yes, the Premier League is back, and just yesterday we watched the first game of the season between Liverpool and Bournemouth, and it is one of the best opening game of the season that we've seen in recent years. But today the adventure continues. We've seen a lot of games today. The focus of this particular video is going to be on Tottenham's game. Man, these guys, they are awake. They are ready for action this season. But before we get into that, let me give you a quick update of the first game that was played today between Newcastle and Aston Villa. This is an away game for Newcastle, and everyone that watched this game, in fact, anyone that heard about this game, had one question. Before going into the game, during the game, and after the game, we all had one question. Don't lie, I'm very sure we had that same question. And this is about Alexandra Isak. The question is always, how will they perform without Alexandra Isak? The moment the game started and they started playing, the question remained, what would have happened if Isak was in this game? And by the end of the game, despite the fact that Aston Villa had red card, Newcastle still couldn't win the game. So the question still remains, what would have been the scoreline if they had Isak in that starting lineup? We don't know what the answer would be, but a lot of us can imagine that in a game like this, they could have won. They had the chances. Elanga actually did well. This is his first competitive game for Newcastle. He did well, although that first chance that he could have buried, him missing that chance is really unforgivable. He shouldn't be missing chances like that. But since this is his first game, we are not going to read too much into it. So that's it. Newcastle couldn't get a win today. They played 0-0 draw. Now let's move over to where everything happened today. Spurs. Wow. I said it recently in the game that Tottenham played with PSG, that Super Cup game. We saw the attacking football they played. And make no mistake about it, when it comes to attacking football, Spurs are really good in it. We saw it last season, despite the fact that they had a very bad, like the season they had previously is a mixture of very bad and really good, because they won their first ever trophy in recent years. But the place they finished in the league made it obvious that something is still missing. So as of last season, Tottenham were very good in attack, but when it comes to their defensive performance, they were very poor. So in that game they played against PSG, we saw it. They were very good in attack, and even defensively they performed really well, but they could not keep it on for the full 90 minutes of the game. So if you watched the game today, you will notice that they learned their lesson from that particular game. Yes, in this particular game, they were fully active. When it comes to the attacking side of the game, there is no doubt about it. But Richarlison really surprised me today. He really surprised me. Kudus is someone we already know what he brings to the table. But he got into this Tottenham team and he's running that midfield. Tottenham's midfield today, both in attack and in defense, they deserve their flowers. They performed really well. Kudus on his debut gave 2 assists. Richarlison 2 goals. Wow. And by the end of the day, they were able to win this with a clean sheet, which is basically just to watch how they will perform defensively. I decided that, yeah, I'm going to watch this game because I was very curious to see, are they going to mess it up or are they going to learn? And after watching this particular game, of course, it is still the first game of the season and they did not play the best team in the league, but it doesn't take away the fact that they really impressed today. And I'm surely going to give each of them their flowers. So anyone out there that supports Tottenham, I think this is going to be an interesting season for you all. You have a very decent coach. Your coach right now, Thomas Frank, is going to do a lot of good things for you all. And you have a fairly decent squad. Yes, at this very moment, there is still a couple of injuries in the squad. And you could still make your signings. I mean, Eze came out today and it became public that he's really interested in making a move. We know that Spurs is one of those clubs that is serious about getting his signature. So if you can add Eze to this squad, it's going to be good news. And of course, when you start getting the return from people that are injured, it would also improve how far you will go in this season. But from everything I saw in this first game, Kudus did very well, and he has already built a very good partnership with their midfield line, and the way he connects with the attacking line is also very impressive. Of course, his work rate is very massive, because despite the fact that most of the thing you would expect from a player like Kudus is to make those dribbles, to create those decent chances, he did all of that very well, and he also played a big part in the defensive duties, because I saw him a couple of times in the back line, putting in the work, putting in the shift, making a lot of defensive efforts, and he helped massively in transition from defense to attack. And it is really not a surprise that he had a very good debut, and I wish him all the best. Now, let's talk about Richarlison. Go and watch that second goal. I mean, when it comes to that second goal that he scored, the Brazilian in him decided to wake up fully, like he was at his 100%. And that particular goal, I'm sure we've seen it before. If I'm not mistaken, he scored something very similar for Brazil, and this time around he's scoring it again today. In his opening game of the season, he impressed really well. Apart from the goals he scored, I mean, he could have even gotten a hat trick today, and there was a moment when he could have gotten an assist too, but none of those things happened. 2 goals is still a very good start for him. And I mean, we are not really that much of a rival when you are talking of Tottenham and Liverpool. So I wish Tottenham all the best. I want to see them perform really well this season, except when they face Liverpool. So that's it on this one. If you notice, this is a very quick one because we still have another game coming up. I'm looking forward to that game. Manchester City is going to play. I want to be there. I want to see what Pep is going to do, and I want to see how their new signings are going to fit into this particular squad. So that's it on this one. Connect to the channel, like, subscribe. A lot more videos are on the way. See you on the next one.